Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So this is a fight that Jay, I honestly believe is going to happen next. It makes all the sense in the world. We've heard the name Gervonta Davis. That fight makes no sense because we know Tank is not going to move up to 140 pounds. Devin's not going to move back down to fight Tank at 135. I think it's a moot point or just a useless conversation, if you will, to talk about this particular fight, knowing that it's not going to happen. I do believe that there's a possibility of maybe a Thurman fight at some point, but I don't think that that's probably next in the cards either, because we heard Bill Haney, we heard Devin Haney talk a lot about making the biggest fights for the most green. And when you think about the current landscape at 140 and 147, the only name that maybe makes sense in terms of like the dollar aspect of it is Thurman. And even that would pale in comparison to the fight that we're going to talk about here right now. And to me, when you survey the landscape, 140, 147, the only fight that can be made is Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia doesn't have the aspect of being a champion, so it doesn't add to like his legacy in that regard. But Ryan Garcia is a legitimate fighter at 140 pounds, was competitive for some rounds against Gervonta Davis. It's a big fight. It won't earn the same dollars as the Tank fight did, but it'll earn substantial dollars. Yeah. But not only that, we get the opportunity as fight fans to see how Devin faces off against somebody like Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. Because if Devin goes in there and dominates, now you have an argument with, to me personally, you can apply more pressure to Tank to say, hey, listen, you need to go and face Devin at 40. And I'm not saying, Tank has said in the past that 40 is a little bit too big, although we saw him face Barrios and basically destroy Barrios. And we saw Barrios move up and fight Keith Thurman, gave Keith Thurman a hell of a fight and beat Ugas. So clearly that win for Gervonta Davis was a lot better than what people want to give him credit for today for whatever reason, his detractors. But at that point, if you see Devin Haney move up and dominate somebody like Ryan Garcia, which is not what I'm saying he's going to do, but if he were to do that, now as platforms, as fight fans, you got to put pressure on Tank to say you need to move up to 40 to go take Devin Haney, because we saw what he did. We saw what you did. Now we want to see you guys together. And honestly, I think Tank beats Devin. I truly do. I think Tank beats Devin. And I think a lot of people, even a lot of his detractors, believe that Gervonta Davis would beat Devin Haney. But he needs to go ahead and make that. And I said this on our live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, guys. So if you get the opportunity, come check us out live. You can call into the show as well. But I said on that show that if I were Gervonta Davis, I would go after Devin Haney next. And I saw a video from some channel where Calvin Ford said that he wanted him next. So I thought that was interesting. Go get him next. Go get him now before he can move up to 47 and then he's too big to come and fight you, right? But yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be the Ryan Garcia fight, and I think that that's a big-time fight and a very interesting fight. So, Jay, what's your thoughts on the potential of that fight? I believe that that's probably going to be the fight that's next for Devin Haney, either that or Sandor Martin. But I think they're going to push for that Ryan Garcia fight. And I think Ryan wants it because he probably believes that he can bring something to the table that Regis Prograis could not. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that fight with Ryan would be big, especially if they did it in California. Or Vegas if they did it on the West Coast. Oh my gosh, that's fight to sell. That'd be another test and measuring stick to see how the fight sells. Not only how Devin fights against Ryan, but also how they do in sales. I don't think it's doing no 1.2 million like Tank and Ryan did, but I think he can get up there. Not to $1 million, of course. But yeah. I think that should be the next fight for them for sure, just for the marketability of it. Ryan looked okay in his last fight. So that'd be good for him. Now, people talking like, as far as Tank goes, some people might say, "Well, that's what Tank wants to do.
The fight
Tank wants to
at
win."
the theater." And Tiafimo said, $2 million. Are you?
Go ahead. My bad.
Tank wants to Tank's team may want to try to wait Devin out where he can't come back down, and then they can say that's the reason why they can't fight. So some detractors going to say that. I can already see that. I can see them going that route there. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. To your point about getting Devin now, I think that'll be the best thing because it avoids that statement there, the prior statement I just made that some people may try to use. Also, the stronger Devin gets and the more he gets more acclimated to the heavier weight at 140, he's going to be held. He's going to be held.
Are you joking? And Aaron went, listen, you fought Kambosos for the undisputed.
Go ahead, man. I don't know why this thing keeps restarting. Go ahead.
Lost my train of thought.
Oh, good. Let me take over from there. No, I agree with you. I think by facing him right now, you take away a lot of the comments that are being made by fight fans in regards to Gervonta Davis' resume. Although Davis's resume is up to snuff as far as I'm concerned. Pedraza, Barrios, Ryan Garcia, those are solid names on his resume, regardless of what we want to say. But the only fight that's going to make sense right now, in my opinion, because Tank's not going to do that right now. I don't think there's a level of. I don't know. I think eventually he's going to fight one of those guys in 2024, but I don't think it's going to be the next fight. I think Devin has an opportunity with Ryan. It's probably going to happen early in the year, and I just see that being the fight that takes place. It's just the one that makes the most sense. It makes all the sense in the world to me. I just cannot see that fight not happening in early 2024. I think Golden Boy probably want to go ahead and try to cash out with Ryan Garcia. I think because, Ryan could F around and get beat by somebody else of less caliber. I mean, just because of some of the gaps that we've seen in his game. I think they might want to go ahead and cash out. Devin Haney, that's the biggest fight for him at 140 in terms of financials are concerned. So I think that fight's going to happen, and I'd be curious to see what fight fans have to say about that fight. I think it's a big fight, and I think a lot of people will be interested in it.
I think so too. I wonder how many fights Ryan has left with Golden Boy. That's the thing. Because if he only has one or two,
Great question. I don't know.
I mean, they might definitely try to cash that out because they know, for one, Devin's he's not a hard puncher. He's not Tank. So they're not going to be fearful of that. And two, this would be a great payout for him. They're like, okay, we can get Ryan this last fight. Maybe we can re-sign him, but if the relationship is so bad where they just want to get him out of there, hey, may as well get big payout out of him again, because that's going to help their pockets. Because I think that fight will sell big time on the West Coast with Devin and Ryan.
I don't disagree. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section. We feel that is the next fight for Devin Haney. It's the only fight that makes sense. You let us know what you think. Don't forget to hit, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, and we are out.